on the Erie Canal. She's a good old worker and a good old pal. 15 miles on the Erie Canal. We've hauled some barges in our day, filled with lumber, coal and hay, and we know every inch of the way from Albany to Buffalo. Low bridge, everybody down. Low bridge, 'cause we're coming to a town. And you'll always know your neighbor, you'll always know your pal, if you've ever navigated on the Erie Canal. We'd better get along on our way, old pal. 15 miles on the Erie Canal, 'cause you bet your life I'd never part with Sal. 15 miles on the Erie Canal. Get up there, mule, here comes a lock. We'll make Rome about 6 o'clock. Just one more trip and back we'll go, right back home to Buffalo. Low bridge, everybody down. Low bridge, 'cause we're coming to a town. And you'll always know your neighbor, you'll always know your pal, if you've ever navigated on the Erie Canal. Oh, where would I be if I lost my pal? 15 miles on the Erie Canal. Oh, I'd like to see a mule as good as my Sal. 15 miles on the Erie Canal. A friend of mine once got her sore. Now he's got a broken jaw, 'cause she let fly with her iron toe and kicked him into Buffalo. Low bridge, everybody down. Low bridge, 'cause we're coming to.
I think here we could just grab line. You can grab a short and I can grab this one.
I'd rather grab those tight cables.
I'm not sure they have them.
They're recessed.
I know that. But these lines are closer together.
Go to the next one. That's the one I'll take. Yeah. No, let's get the what's recessed. Those are tighter. We are approaching an important junction on the Great Loop. It's the Three Rivers intersection where the Oswego and Oneida River meet on the Erie Canal. This morning we left Brewerton, New York.
Yay!
Good morning.
Hey there!
We left SK Boatyards in Brewerton, New York about an hour and a half ago. We went through Lock 23 and we've been following these two boats, Sand Dollar and Risky Business. They just went around the bend up there, so we can't see them right now. But as you can see in the chart plotter, we're approaching this intersection. Both of the boats ahead of us have a much lower air draft. So we're curious if they're gonna stay to the left and continue on the western Erie Canal, which has some low bridges. I think they only have 15 feet of air draft going westbound. We can't go that way. Our boat Blondie has 19 plus feet of air draft. So we have to turn to starboard, take a right turn and head essentially north on the Oswego River, where we can get to Lake Ontario later today, and then tomorrow we'll cross over to Ontario, Canada. So this intersection is coming up. It'll be interesting to see what our two boating friends ahead of us will end up doing. They were very kind to wait for us at Lock 23 this morning while we caught up. So that is the update from the Great Loop.
So excited to be underway.
It is a beautiful day. It is a very cool morning and very refreshing. It's just beautiful up here.
Hi there. Welcome to Canada. We are on the Trent Severn Waterway today, and we are heading to Glen Ross. It's been a fun day, hasn't it, honey?
Oh, sweetheart, that was quite an introduction. I did not expect that after I turned the camera on.
You usually do that all the time, so by the time you turn it to me, I have nothing to say. So there.
Okay, all right, I understand. That's very good. So we left Trentport Marina this morning late, about 10 o'clock. Trentport Marina is the beginning of the Trent Severn Waterway. And the reason we left late is so many other boats left before us. I don't know, probably 5 or 6 boats left before us. And so these locks are so small, they can only take 2 boats of our size at a time. There was a Ranger tug, I think 29, ironically called Serendipity, that rafted with us through, I think, lock 4 or 5. And the lock was so turbulent, it was hard for them to stay fended off. So they only rafted with us for 1 lock and then stayed behind. And the locks are so small and fairly turbulent. They do rise quickly here, that being in a boat that size, you probably should be tied directly to the wall instead of rafting. Anyway, that was our sole experience with rafting on the Trent Severn. So we just locked through Frankfurt Lock, our friends on a different Serendipity. They have a 501 Chris Craft. They stayed behind in Frankfurt because Frankfurt is one of the few places on the Trent Severn where the wall has power, electrical power. So we're going to move on to Glen Ross. It's only 6.5 miles. You can only go 8 or 9 miles an hour, 10 kilometers. That's the speed limit. And from what we can tell on Nebo, there is nobody there. Oh, that's right. You called the Glen Ross Lockmaster and there's nobody there.
Correct.
So we're going to go there. It's still early in the day. We've only been cruising for about 3.5 hours. We'll probably cruise another 45 minutes or so and call it a day. It's a pretty easy day.
Yes, it is.
Having fun?
A blast.
So this is Percy Lock number 8 on the Trent Severn Waterway. And they did not answer the radio. Channel 14 is what they monitor here. They're supposed to be monitoring. Also, the last lock we did last night, which was Glen Ross lock number 7, they also did not answer. So you actually have to pull up. They have to see you. This morning, this is our first lock. They didn't have it ready. It was filled with water, so they had to drain all the water out. So we've been here just 7 or 8 minutes. But the interesting thing about all these TSW locks is that they're operated manually. And so there's 2 people per lock. Typically there's some 20-something-year-old along with a college student that might be 18 to 20 years old. And it's a great job for, oh, there the doors are opening. It's a great job for the university and college students here in Canada. It's literally, you know, a summer job that lasts from the time that they get out of school until they go back to school in the fall. Anyway, I'll try and film as much of this as I can. I'll have to set the camera down, and we'll see how this video turns out.
Well,
We are in Campbellford, Ontario, kayaking on the canal. It is a beautiful day here today. The high is supposed to be in the low 80s. This is our second day in Campbellford, Ontario, and it is very nice here. And we just cruised all the way down to a park and walked across a suspension bridge.
Yeah, we went to Lock 11 and 12
Alrighty.
via kayak.
It was lots of fun.
It was.
So that is the St. Peterborough lock, the hydraulic ram lift lock. And we're having a great time. This lock is much easier than the previous one. As you can see, it's basically a large bathtub that is lifting all the boats together. It's not a traditional lock. That is very cool. And here we are, dear, in the St. Peterborough hydraulic lift lock. It's pretty fast, isn't it? Quite an express elevator ride.
I wish all the locks were like this.
Yeah, this is a lot better. Doggone, that thing's fast. That's amazing. First mate. How you doing?
Doing great, thanks. It's been a very hectic morning, dear.
The first lock was a banana, wasn't it?
It was bad.
We had to cut a line because it got jammed.
Yeah,
We bumped the Nordic tug next to us.
my fault.
That was not cool.
Not cool.
And something else happened, I can't remember.
We got yelled at a lot.
Yeah, we got yelled at a lot by kind of an ornery lockmaster. Not our fault, but yeah. Anyway, everyone's complaining about the past lockmaster. That would be lock number 20 on the Trent Severn Waterway. So we're on the Trent Severn Waterway, and we just passed Kirkfield Lock. That is lock number 36, about 3 or 4 miles ago. And now we have come to the swing bridge, and the bridge master apparently saw us. There was no communication, and he very timely opened the bridge for us, which is nice. So I'm not even sure the name of this bridge. I'll see if I can get that in view. Oh, Bolsover. How do you pronounce that? Probably Bolsover. Oh, bridge number 43. Okay, there we go. So, thank you. boats over there. And the friendly Canadians are glad to see the loopers back, that's for sure. And we're having a wonderful time. It is very shallow here. It's only about 5 feet deep. Yeah, it says 5.2 on my chart plotter. So that's always pretty dicey. A lot of it is false feedback from the weeds and growth and so forth that come off the bottom. All right, we're having a good time. So here we are. It's July 31st, 2022, and we're at lock number 44 on the Trent Severn Waterway. It is the most famous lock on the entire system, and this lock is known worldwide as the Big Chute. We've been cruising all day. We left the port of Orillia in Orillia, Ontario at 8 o'clock this morning, and we got here about an hour ago. Right now it's about 7 o'clock at night, so we're a little bit tuckered out. We had to go through 2 locks before getting here, and we are tied up in front of the Big Chute, and we're in line to go through the lock tomorrow. Because it's a national holiday here in Canada tomorrow, and a long 3-day weekend, there were a lot of boaters out today. We were essentially at idle speed all the way from Orillia to here, and that was fine. It was great seeing all the people out water skiing and wakeboarding and things like that. A lot of jet skis on the water, and it was fun. So the natural beauty here is just unbelievable. The beauty of the trees, the pines, the lakeside homes, the granite is just gorgeous. So now I'm going to turn around and show you the carriage that hopefully we're going to be on tomorrow. That is the Big Chute Marine Railway carriage, and I'll let you stare at that for a moment. Again, lock number 44 on the Trent Severn. I'm going to pan this way going downhill. Now mind you, I don't do roller coasters, but that has enough elevation to give me some second thoughts. I asked Sue to drive the boat tomorrow, and she said no. Anyway, so it is quite a fall in elevation going down there, but I am looking forward to it tomorrow. There's about 7 or 8 boats ahead of us on the blue line. We're not on the blue line tonight. We're on the waiting dock, and because right now there are restrictions for the Big Chute where boats over 31 feet in length or 11 feet in beam cannot lock through on the weekends, and that's why there's a big backup on a Sunday night like tonight to lock through on a Monday. So that's what's going on. It's due to staff shortages on the TSW, and you know, there's staff shortages in every industry in both the US and Canada. So there's a lot of history here. I just cruised by that. I didn't really expect you to read that plaque so quickly, but I wanted to walk over here so that you could see the entry side, the upper level entry side of the Big Chute Marine Railway. The boats that you see in the distance are on the blue line. That's where everyone starts, and they will call you in one at a time in order. The blue line on the TSW, the Trent Severn Waterway, is everything. So here are the rails that dip into the water, and that carriage will travel along these rails into the water and dip low enough for all those boats to drive right into, be supported by straps. The straps will tighten, the carriage will roll forward, and the boat will be lifted out of the water. We have several friends in those boats who are fellow loopers that we communicated with today about who's in order with what. Over there is Blondie. That's the waiting dock. I think there's 4 boats on the waiting dock. So Sue and I were talking earlier tonight. We think we'll probably get through about lunchtime tomorrow, and we're looking forward to that. Are all the fenders up, Sue? All right, here we go. We'll see y'all down the line. What? I'm sorry, what's that?
I don't think so. There you go.
I can put it in gear?
Here you go.
Well, today is our last day on the Trent Severn Waterway.
Yay.
We're currently located, didn't expect that. We're currently located at Port Severn at Starport Marina.
Starport.
Sorry, Starport Marina. And we're going to leave shortly and go through the last lock, which is lock number 45, and we will enter Georgian Bay. So just to give a quick outline of what's been going on, today is August the 2nd. We crossed Lake Ontario from Oswego, New York on July the 10th and entered Trenton, Ontario. We stayed there 3 nights at Trent Port Marina, and we left on July 13th. So that was really the start of our journey on the Trent Severn Waterway. Again, today is August the 2nd, so that's 20 days to cruise the Trent Severn Waterway, and so that was 250 miles, 41 locks, plus the big chute. Went fast, didn't it?
It did go fast. I was surprised it took us 20 days to do it, though.
Yeah. So, what did you like? What are the highlights for you about the TSW?
Well, one thing that really sticks out in my mind is when my line went loose in the Ashburn lock.
Oh,
That's not a very good thing
I think
to
it's
happen.
Ashburnham.
Ashburnham.
Yeah, so that is the lock right outside Peterborough Marina.
Yes.
We had tied to the lower wall of Ashburnham Lock the night before. The night before that, we had anchored
Oh, and Little Lake.
in Little Lake. That was a nice anchorage.
We had fun there. It was so
Yeah.
pretty.
Yeah, it was pretty. And we went swimming,
Yes.
and the water's so clear.
That was our first time swimming in Canadian waters.
That's true.
So nice. So beautiful. The water's so clear. You could see your feet. It was nice.
Yeah, it was very nice. Protected anchorage in about 18 to 20 feet of water. There's a big saline trawler next to us, Bare Feet, I think.
Bare feet. Yeah.
Yeah, pretty classy boat, and nice couple too. And they were anchored there that night. I kind of wish we would have anchored 2 nights in a row instead of just
Yeah,
one.
we thought we were going to kind of beat the rush and get to the lock, go through early, and it was crazy.
Yeah, that was a crazy morning. So the day that we tied to the lock, it rained all day. And so nobody was really moving. So we tied to the lock to be sure we got an early start. Well, the locks don't open till 9 a.m. And that's what everyone else was thinking too. And then suddenly, not only were all the walls full of boats that were tied to the lock, but loopers and other boaters were showing up behind us, ready to lock through at 9 a.m. So that was the day that we ended up locking through with 4 other boats.
Yes.
So there were 5 in the lock. It was ourselves, 2 Ranger tugs, Nordy Tug 42, and a Sea Ray,
Yeah,
like
Sea
a
Ray.
Sea Ray 36 or something like that. So it was packed full, and we were tied to port, which is difficult in our boat because my upper helm is to starboard. So we always prefer to tie to starboard, and we were rigged to tie to starboard.
Yeah,
That's
on the
right.
wall we had spent the night on starboard and thinking we would go into the lock on starboard, and all of a sudden all the boats that were tied to port, they went into the lock and tied to starboard.
They crossed in front of us. Yeah.
So all of a sudden I had to transfer all the fenders to the port side, which was not fun.
Well, you had about a minute to do that.
Yeah.
To do a 10-minute.
Even Supergirl couldn't do it
10
that
or
fast.
15-minute job. Yeah, that was, I forgot about that. And so then we were tied to port, and we had a Ranger tug in front of us that I had to basically put our bow anchor over the back of their cockpit, and then the Ranger tug behind us was directly behind us, and it was tight. So, and we spent the rest of the day with them.
Yeah.
Did we lock through
I think-
like 6 more locks?
Well, I was going to say 5 more, but
5 or 6 more locks.
it was a lot.
It was a lot.
So what happened is
We even went
finally
through
settled.
Peterborough with them.
Yeah. But anyway, let's just get back to my little highlight of this story.
Oh, I see. Okay.
So we finally get tied in. I wrapped my midship cleat like I normally do, but I left it and went to talk to some of the other people because they were very upset that at this lock they didn't actually open at 9. They didn't even start moving boats through till 9:30.
Yeah.
They didn't give anybody any instruction ahead of time of how they were supposed to go in. And so people were mad and they were talking, and all of a sudden I hear this kind of bang, and my line that I had not secured tightly enough was loose, and our bow slipped over and nicely kissed the boat next to us.
Nicely kissed.
Well,
It was
banged.
gentle.
Let's say banged.
It wasn't that hard. It wasn't that hard.
It's made a noise.
So this was the Nordic tug that we hit.
Polaris.
Yeah. And the way the boats were situated is the Nordic, I guess it was like this. The Nordic tug was ahead of us. So our rub rail was high because it was on the bow, and it came over and kissed their stainless steel handrail because at that point the Nordic tug is lower because it's more towards the stern. It wasn't bad. It was nothing. We apologized.
It was embarrassing.
I gave her my boat card. It was fine. But what we did do is then I had to scramble. You know, it got worse in there.
I know, it was
Then then we realized the reason the boat swung out was that we had midship line and a stern line attached, and we really needed a bow line and stern line attached when we're packed that tight in. We had used this method for the previous, 20 locks.
Yeah.
But when you're packed that tight, you can't let anything even go a foot or two. So I had to scramble and untie the kayaks that were on the port side bow to get access to that cleat and line. I had to do that, move them out of the way. And so while I was doing that, I had tied down the midship cleat tight so that we would not drift again. And it took a few minutes to do all this. And then by the time I got back to the midship cleat, the boat had raised up, and the line was so tight on the cable that's fastened to the lock, I couldn't release it. And I was going to run into the cabin here and grab a knife, but one of the lock guys was in. I said, "Hey, do you have a knife?" And he goes, "Yeah." I said, "Cut this line right now." And because the boat was really tight to the wall and our fenders were scraping, so he cut, and it went through in just a few seconds. Boom, the line pops off, and we were free. So from that point on, we tied from bow to stern.
Yeah.
And we do have a lot more control over the boat. But like I said, the previous 20 locks or so, it worked fine. But we were so tight in the lock with everyone else, I guess that's why that situation, that process we had failed.
Yeah, so that was the beginning of a very long day, but everything else went smoothly after that, so that was good.
I don't know why here we are at the end of the TSW, had a wonderful time. 99.5% went well, and then you...
well, because it just, you have to talk about the bad too. But we've had some really great meetings with other Canadians, even those that are not loopers.
They're super friendly up here, and they are very happy to see loopers back.
Oh, yes.
After Canada was closed for 2 years, and there are a ton of loopers up here. I mean, they're everywhere. So we're up here in force.
We've had a lot of fish and chips.
Yeah, those are good. A lot of red Adirondack chairs. Out on decks and patios of the lakeside homes. The Canadians really enjoy their boating on the weekends here. The lakes and the TSW is just packed with boats.
And their landscape is beautiful too.
Yeah,
you go past all these homes on the water, and they've just got beautiful landscape. Oops.
So these 3 lighthouses are on Gun Barrel Channel on Georgian Bay. I'm not sure the name of this particular island. It's near Bustard Island. But it's very interesting how they have got those 3 lighthouses. Don't know the story behind that. I hope you can see that. Today is completely calm, especially compared to yesterday. Very choppy yesterday, plus it was hitting us on our port stern quarter, and the Blondie was just wallowing, and I had to turn to the northwest and run a couple extra miles just to have a smoother, more comfortable ride. But that kind of stuff happens. The boat's a mess. I mean, it's been a while since we've done a boat wash, and all these black bugs and spider webs are all over the boat. I tried to clean the foredeck this morning using just pails of Georgian Bay water, and that helped. But it's really hard to keep clean when you cruise every day.
Sure is.
And so here we have top-notch service at Sportsman's Inn Marina. Oh my God, I can't believe he did that. That water's 64 degrees.
He's right under there. Come back.
Oh my God, isn't that cold?
It's freezing. If you want to do that, I'd probably get it off.
I thought you were going to go in nice and slow.
Yeah.
Okay, it's undone. You're good. Oh, Buckhead was not doing that.
I see his feet.
It's good.
Yeah, I see that.
This mask sucks.
You need to get your hair out of here, because your hair is in the top layer.
The air will come through that.
Huh?
Pull your hair out of the mask so
Pull your
the
hair
air
out of the
doesn't
mask.
come out.
There you go.
It is so cold.
I would definitely be looking for a bonus.
Yeah, this is like he's getting a raise.
Uh-huh.
I'm just having fun filming this.
Might as well.
It is free.
Free?
Woo!
Yay!
Good job.
Oh my god, and you got it?
Okay.
That's awesome.
That's so cold.
Or use like a bigger towel.
The wheels are rolling, the clouds are burning, the road is winding, it's got no end. The birds are singing in the forest and wild greens, and all around me is a happy land. Oh, the land of Canada is strong and free. We got our manners, so no bragging here. Oh, the land of Canada, this is where I live. We got our manners and a maple leaf. And when I slow down, rush hour in a big town, I just go looking for a friendly place. I know that I'm home, no matter where I'm from, and I can count on lots of help and grace. Oh, the land of Canada is strong and free. We got our manners, so no bragging here.
Hey there, it's Tuesday, August the 9th, and we just left Killarney. And it's a beautiful day. We are headed to an anchorage called Bay Fine, and I believe it's spelled B-A-I-U. F-I-N-E, two separate words. I think I misspelled that. Anyway, okay. Bay Fine is spelled B-A-I-E. Second word, F-I-N-E. All right, and then Sue looked up the definition of a fjord. And what is that, dear?
Oh, now you're gonna put me on the spot.
Yeah, yes, I am. You just looked it up.
It's water that passes through a narrow valley of mountains.
Okay, that's it?
Yeah.
Oh, all
We're
right.
here.
We are here. It's pretty cool.
It is beautiful.
It is beautiful. So, when we turned around, we realized that we were now cruising into the wind and into the waves. So we're getting a little bit wet, and this is all part of the fun.
It is.
Right?
Yes.
Yeah. So, and the water is super warm, right, honey?
Yeah, it's not super warm. It is swimmable though. I did go in yesterday.
If you're a polar bear, it's quite swimmable and comfortable. Yeah, both of us.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hi.
Okay, so we are in Marianne Cove, which is off of
Bay Fine.
Bay Fine,
Yep.
which is off of the North Channel, which is off of Georgian Bay, which is just off of Lake Huron. And it is about 7 p.m. at night.
Oh no, honey.
What time is it?
Hold this. It's like 8:30.
That's what I was going to say. It's about 8:30 at night, and we just saw...
8:55.
That's what I was thinking. It's 8:55 on August the 9th. Is the moon still back there? I can't see. Anyway, it has been a beautiful evening. We went out for a dinghy cruise. We got invited over by another family over there for fish that they had caught this evening, and we they offered us a few bites of it. It was unbelievably good. And so now we're going to show you this moon, which is on the rise. It's incredible. It's right over here. So we're in the North Channel, and this morning Sue and I left Little Current, which is a nice town. We enjoyed it there. There's only one medium-sized grocery store. We ate at the Anchor Inn. We drank at the Anchor Inn. We stayed and watched their party games. It's kind of fun. They've got an MC there that entertains the locals with some musical Jeopardy and things like that. It was pretty fun. There were probably 50 people in the bar. So anyway, then this morning we cruised about 25 miles from Little Current to, we first went to the Benjamins. I think the Benjamins are a well-known Anchorage. There's North and South Benjamin Island, and those two islands create a harbor in the middle. And we got there, and then there were probably 12 to 13 other boats, and it was just a little bit too crowded. We could have anchored there, but I'd rather have some more space. So then we cruised about another 6-7 miles to Eagle Island. And here's what Eagle Island looks like. For tonight, it's just perfect for us because the winds are out of the west, and this provided protection from the west. And there are far fewer boats here. You can see 1, 2, 3 other sailboats here. We're the only powerboat here. Sorry for the wind. I'll try and speak up a little bit. So that's the wind out of the west. It's going to lay down later tonight and become very calm overnight, and especially be calm tomorrow. Sue and I took the kayaks out and we cruised. I should say we paddled this entire harbor coastline, and it was really fun. It's very rocky here. There's my beautiful bride right there enjoying herself.
Hello.
Did you have fun kayaking, sweetie?
Oh, I did. It was beautiful.
It was really nice.
The water's so clear.
It is incredibly clear.
Where's the fish?
I don't know. That's one thing we're talking about, is the water is so clear. And I got out of the kayak and I had water up to about my knees. And we didn't see any fish, no minnows, no medium-sized crappies or sunnies or perch or pickerel as they call it here. Just really nothing. We're surprised. So those are the two kayaks. There is this little obstruction in the middle of this harbor, this rock that I need to avoid. It's just a really great anchorage because we're only in about 15 feet of water, and I have about 130 feet of chain out. We haven't moved so far. I've got the anchor alarm on, and we're just swinging back and forth. Blondie has a deep V hull, but certainly does not have a keel like these sailboats over here, and they are a lot steadier in the wind than we are. So anyway, it's just a really great place. Again, this is Eagle Island in the North Channel. It is north of the Benjamins, and I think just west of Fox Island. And we're going to go down and check out props, rudders, running gear. I've already taken some photos. Let's go. They look good.
Oh, yeah.
Stu is, she's still in her PJs, and that's okay. Here we go, honey. Take the camera.
You better not be filming this.
Oh no, I'm not filming this.
Yeah, you're gonna be in trouble.
Here we are in the St. Mary's River. We are traveling northbound towards Sault Ste. Marie. It is August 15th, my 65th birthday.
Happy birthday!
Thanks, honey.
Mwah.
And Sue has made a very nice day for me so far. The day is young. It's only 10:30, although we left beautiful downtown Thessalon, Ontario this morning about 7. So we've already cruised about 30 miles or so. We have about another 30 miles to go. So we'll stay at Sault Ste. Marie for 3 nights, hopefully. We'll cruise Blondie into Lake Ontario, and that'll be the 4th of the 5 Great Lakes that... Oh, did I say Lake Ontario?
Yeah.
Yeah, Lake Superior. Sorry. And that'll be 4 of the 5 Great Lakes that Blondie has been to. So we have not made Lake Erie, probably won't. But anyway, today it's just absolutely beautiful. It is still a little bit cool. It's only about 68 degrees, and we're traveling about 8.5 miles an hour, so that's just enough of a breeze for me to wear a windbreaker and Sue to wear her raincoat, I guess.
Yeah.
But I'm going to pan around here, and you can see that the water is just glass. You know, I think, yeah, that is Michigan over there. And I think we're actually in the United States right now. We just have crossed back and forth between the U.S. and Canadian border on water. So this is the Great Lakes cargo ship, the John Munson. We are about 2 miles from entering Sault Ste. Marie. This is a long ship. It showed 234 meters. I can't quite convert that into feet at the moment. But Sue pointed out that normally the bridge is at the aft end or the stern of the vessel. And here it's in the bow.
Hey Blondie, the big boys are nervous. They're wondering what you're gonna do. Hey Blondie, Tinseltown's waiting. They're all looking at you. Hey Blondie, the big boys are worried. They seem to feel you know too much. Hey Blondie, Tinseltown's calling. They seem to feel you're out of touch. Norma Jean, I have to tell you, Bobby's been telling you lies. And you know that smile is just a disguise. Hey Blondie, Jack has stopped taking your calls. Hey Blondie, can't live any faster in a slow motion scene applauded by all. Norma Jean, I have to tell you, Bobby's been telling you lies, and you know that smile is just a disguise. Norma Jean, I have to tell you, Bobby's been telling you lies. Find the strength and wipe the tears from your eyes. Norma Jean at a movie screen, director's chair and a makeup team. A hitman was her leading man. Deathbed was set for the final scene. Hey Blondie,